Well, hi there. Thanks for your interest. Thanks for coming out here to Reith Village. My name is Tom Hartzell. I coordinate all of the different programs that take place here, and I'm really glad you're here. This is a place where diverse people come to belong and live and learn together in community. There's a few different programs that actually take place here that you could participate in as a Goshen College student. There are several May term classes that would get you out exploring the landscape of Mary Lee. We've got 1,200 acres almost to explore here. And then there's a summer course that's all about sustainable food systems. And then a fall semester program all about sustainability and leadership. So those are open to any major. So if you choose to come here to Goshen College, those could be great opportunities for you to live and learn here. One of the really cool things about Reith Village is that it's designed to be as sustainable as possible. So behind me you might notice that the roofs and the siding look a little different than typical buildings. So the roofs are white to reflect the heat from the sun. That saves a lot of energy costs, especially for air conditioning in the summer. And they're made of aluminum so that they can be recycled at the end of their life. And then the siding is actually all a local tree called tulip poplar. It's the state tree of Indiana, and it's naturally rot resistant. So we didn't have to put on any stains or sealers or anything, and it's just naturally weathering, and those will last for about 100 years. So these buildings are really a model of sustainability and resilience, and those are the kinds of things that we try to teach people about here at Reith Village. So why don't you follow me inside? I'll show you some of the spaces as well as a property map to show you the whole context of Mary Lee and how this place fits in. So here's a map of the whole Mary Lee property. It's almost 1,200 acres total, 1,189 to be exact. And everything you see within the red line is the Mary Lee property. So there's a wide variety of ecosystems to explore here. There's forests and prairies and meadows and wetlands. We border a couple larger lakes, and those provide a great outdoor classroom for a lot of those classes that you can take here, or there's even some classes on campus where you would come down for a lab period or something. Where we are, in this broader context, is right here. You can maybe make out the white roofs that I mentioned on these buildings here at Reith Village. So there are the three buildings. This main building that we're in now, where there's a kitchen space and a library, and I'll show you those. There's also two cottages where the students actually live. They have bedrooms there and living rooms. And I also want to highlight that there's about 100-acre parcel here that makes up the Mary Lee Sustainable Farm. So that provides part of the context of your living environment here. There are vegetable gardens right outside the door. Through the woods, there's some larger fruit and nut orchards. So lots of really amazing regenerative food production happening all around you too, that you would get to enjoy as part of your time. So there's a trail system, about 8 miles total, that go through much of the property. Those are open to you your whole time that you're here. And there's also some parts of Mary Lee that have been left kind of undeveloped and true wild spaces where the native plants and animals can really find a good home and thrive here. Because Mary Lee and Reith Village, we're all about just helping life to thrive. So let me show you some of the indoor spaces here in Ashtimo, and then we'll go check out the cottages. All right, so follow me into this kitchen space. This area is where a lot of the community life kinds of things happen. So when students are living here, they might all be taking the same set of classes together, or there might be different classes going on. There might be farm interns, and this table is a great gathering space for weekly community meetings where we all check in with each other and talk about what we're doing, what we're learning, how we're growing. We talk about leadership and just how to live well together. So that happens here, as well as communal meals. So a real highlight of living here at Reith Village that students name year after year is the chance to cook and eat together. There's a really powerful community building that happens through that process. There's a variety of puzzles and games next to you there. We want people to have fun as well as engaging in the learning process. And and you also see some more sustainability features in here. This wood is all that tulip poplar that's on the outside of the buildings. It's just been finished instead of rough cut. The cabinets are really unique. These are actually sunflower seed shells. So what's called a rapidly renewable resource. It's something that grows back every year and is just a waste product of the sunflower oil industry. All the stems from the plants and the hulls from the seeds. There's a company that has figured out how to compress those, glue them all together, and these things are as strong as oak, but it's a resource that can be grown every single year. So just another example of sustainability and resiliency here at Reith Village. So I'd like to show you upstairs in this building. We've got a lounge area and a library, so follow me. On our way, I'll just point out briefly, this door goes down to the basement, and down there you'll find a laundry room and a lab space. So those are just part of what we offer here to help you have a good living, learning experience. Well, here we are in the upstairs of this building, which we call Ashtamo, and this is a great multi-purpose space. We've got just tables and chairs for study groups or to play games, put puzzles together, things like that. It works well as a classroom space too for the classes that take place here. You can even set it up, as some students have, as your own little movie theater. We've got a projector and screen. So we just try to provide as many ways for students to engage with each other and build community as we can. And if you follow me through these doors, you'll see that a library is actually part of your living, learning space here as well. All these books are part of the Goshen College library, so you can easily search and find them in the online system. But since we teach and learn about food production and sustainability here, that's what all these books really focus on. So you've got a great resource here to help facilitate your learning in your time at Reith Village. So we've left the main building, Ashtamo, now. We're going to just head down the path and check out one of the student cottages where you would actually be living. And as we go, I can point out a couple more sustainability features. All of the sidewalks are this pervious concrete, so the water actually soaks in when it rains instead of running off and causing erosion. And the landscaping, you might notice, is a little different than a lot of places. And we actually planted native grasses and flowers to grow in these places that we don't need to mow. That saves fuel in the lawnmowers, but it also creates this amazing habitat for all kinds of insects and birds and small mammals and reptiles. So there's this beauty right outside your door, and also this abundance of life. It's really cool. So another just way we try to make life here fun and engaging is we have kayaks for you to use in the large wetland that's right at the bottom of the hill here. So this is the view you have right out your living room, and it's a place that you can go bird watching or look for frogs or just paddle around on the water and have fun. So why don't you follow me in this building? So now we're inside one of the student cottages. Both of them have this shared living room area with lots of comfy couches and chairs, a small kitchenette where you can prepare some snacks for yourself or for your housemates. And then these are 2 floors, so each floor has 2 bedrooms, as well as a bathroom with a separate shower. So let me show you one of those bedrooms quickly, and then we can head outside and see some of the farm spaces that are right outside your door. Okay, so I want to show you one of the bedrooms here in the student cottage at Reith Village. Nice, big, spacious area, plenty of desk space to do your work. You know, nice comfy bunk beds, wardrobes for all your belongings. There's ceiling fans in every room so that you can help to control the temperature. And the heating and cooling is actually another sustainability feature. It's called a ground source heat pump. So in the summer, we're taking heat out of the buildings and putting it into the ground, and that's how we cool the buildings. And in the winter, we're taking heat out of the ground and pumping it into the buildings. Pretty amazing technology that is super energy efficient, and the ceiling fans just help to make that all the more enjoyable. The carpet tiles are pretty cool. So these are all recycled fibers and then recyclable again. And they're actually in square tiles. So if one area gets worn out, we can just take up a couple tiles and replace those instead of needing to replace the whole carpet. So there's these little features all over Reith Village that again just showcase sustainability and resilience, because that's what we're all about. All right, one of the cool spaces of the Mary Lee Sustainable Farm that's right outside your doors is what we call the Education Garden. So this is a space that the summer agroecology students would actually be designing and planting themselves. Or if you're living here in the summer as a farm intern, you would get to do a lot of that work as well. And then a lot of cool things happen here throughout the year. A lot of school groups come on field trips, so kids come here to learn about the food system and where their food comes from. And it's also a place that we showcase art and beauty and creativity. So you can see the garden plots have been arranged in this circle to just be really interesting to the eye and make it easy for students to walk around and check out the plants and the food they're growing. And we also actually have a Goshen College artist who has installed one sculpture here in the garden. We're trying to use art as a way to help students engage with the environment and also just with their social and emotional learning. You probably also notice a very large tower in the middle of our garden, and at the top of the tower is a wind turbine, and we generate about 40% of our own electricity here at Reith Village between this wind turbine and some solar panels that are on the building roofs. So a good bit of the food you might enjoy in the summertime or the fall semester comes from this garden. And just down the driveway here, I'll show you some of your animal neighbors that are here on the farm. So we have a variety of animals that live here at the Mary Lee Sustainable Farm. Right behind me are laying hens, which of course are producing eggs every day. We also have goats and pigs. And so just like we all are bringing different strengths to our communities, the animals here at the Mary Lee Sustainable Farm bring different strengths and that help to keep the place healthy. So the chickens are really good at scratching around and spreading out manure and things like that, eating bugs, eating pests. And if you look over this way, you'll see some of our goats as well as one of our farm interns. And the goats are grazers, so they're really good at eating down the grasses and things out in the pastures, and then turning that into manure. And the mother goats are producing milk that we're able to just drink or turn into cheese and tasty things like that. The pigs aren't in the barn right now because they're out in the garden doing their job of tilling. They are really good at rooting down in the soil, kind of breaking it up, eating bugs and things that live down in the soil and roots, and helping the soil to stay healthy. So all of these critters are just some of your many neighbors here at Reith Village. Well, we just stepped out of the animal barn, and that concludes our tour here at Reith Village. Thanks so much for your interest and for spending some time with me. We'd love to see you here. Again, this is just a place where all kinds of people can come and belong and live and learn in community, and we'd love for you to be part of that. So feel free to reach out, and we hope to see you here someday soon. Bye.